Hi, my name is Margaret Johnson. I'm a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. In my last video, I promised that I would share with you a little treat box that I'd been working on and the directions and instructions on how to create it yourself. So today I'm going to share with you how to create these cute little boxes. Very easy to do. Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out a way to get those dimensions using the gift box punch board, so I had to create my own little template. And as you can see, I've used the eyeball chocolates in a cellophane bag to just slide in there. Fits perfectly. Nice little size. I also did one with the pumpkin, and the stamp set I used for these was the Ghoulish Grunge, so really cute. And again, it has pumpkin treats in there. So very cute. I also made this one with the eyeballs, but with the kind of like cheesecloth mesh look. And finally I created this one. I mentioned last that I had some candy corn and I was going to create a candy corn treat. So that's that one with the little candy corn stamped inside the jar and some goo starting to travel down the box. So I put it on both sides and then just slide my treats in there. So I'll show you my sketchbook. I just tend to sketch away, and I tried this one first and it was a little bit big and bulky, so I switched over to this size here. So the overall dimensions are 3 7/8 by 7.5. Then it's scored at 2.5 inches, 3 5/8, 6 1/8, and 7 1/4. And then off the opposite edge, it's scored at 1 1/8. And you can see here, I've scribbled that out. That's because that's an area I'm going to cut off. So I do have a piece here now. It is in basic black cardstock, so it might be a bit hard to see my score lines on there, but I do have it all pre-scored with all my score lines. But this tiny little piece here is the one that we don't need at all. So I'm just going to quickly trim that off. Now what you want to do to be able to fold the bottom of your box is you just want to trim up to that 1 1/8 score line along here. So I'm just going to do that right now. So that's done. And you can go ahead and just fold along all your score lines just to get them prepped and ready to go. So it goes pretty quick. Now I plan on stamping this with the brick wall image from the Ghoulish Grunge. So I use my craft white ink pad. So this is really wet ink. It's a pigment ink. It does take a little bit longer to dry. I find it has a bit of a chalky feel to it. So let's just ink up the image here. Make sure we're happy with that. And honestly, I just literally kind of guessed at it as I went along. So as you can see those lines there, I just tried to line that up inside those little indents along there. The closer you can get, the better without overlapping. And I just go across the whole sheet here. I'm rushing it, so I'm not doing a very good job. And I want the bottom to be done too, so I just make sure that I stamp that. If it overlaps a little, it's not a big deal. All right. Now when you clean this, if you use your regular stamp cleaner, your stamp scrub pad, it does make a bit of a mess. So I tend to use non-alcoholic baby wipes to clean this first before I clean it in my Stampin' Scrub. That just gets most of the gunk off. So the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to fold your box up. So this is your bottom, and I like to fold these two tabs in, and I like to fold this one in first. So what I do is I put either fast fuse or sticky strip along the bottom here and along the side here, and that is going to seal up your box neat and tidy. So just make sure you're along all the edges there, and then you have your box. And then to finish it off, I don't have any pre-die cut large images like this one here, but I do have some smaller ones. As you can see, there is quite a size difference in those two. This is the next size down. So if I plan to put eyeballs in here, then I will be using the eyeball image. and attaching that on. You can either pop it up or you can just attach it directly to the actual box, which is what I've done with mine. So those actually fit not too bad, and it looks good with the brick wall in behind there. So once you have that done, then you'll want to take your little cellophane bag, and of course again these are retired from Stampin' Up, but there are other sizes that you can choose, and then you'll just fill that up with some chocolate. Sorry for the crinkling. So grab your eyeballs. I usually, when I put them in, try and get them all lined up so that the eyeballs are facing forward. So sometimes that takes a little bit of playing, but I just do that for visual purposes. So I get them all lined up, get them all filled up in there, and then I finish it off using the Halloween Night Baker's Twine. So once I get all my candies in there, I'll wrap this around the top just like I've done with these little guys and just tie it in a bow. So quick and easy to create your treats. Again, to seal up your box, you can either use the fast fuse or you can use the sticky strip or the tear and tape. Tear and tape's a little bit narrower, so that actually works well, especially on this thin edge here. And then just seal that up. I do find it sticks out just a little bit at the top, but once it's all together and your treats are in, it's really not something that anybody notices. So hopefully those instructions help you to create your own cute little Halloween treats or even Christmas treat boxes. Thank you so much for watching.